What is up, everybody in YouTube land? Nintenjoel here once again, and yes, I've got another pickup video for you guys. I know it's been kind of not very long since my last pickup video, but I keep finding myself getting more and more games, sometimes when I'm not even trying. Sometimes really good deals just fall in my lap, or I get trades, or just whatever. So I keep thinking that I'm not going to have enough pickup videos and I'm going to run out, and then I just end up further and further behind. So we're going to get this one done, and we're going to do this one in a timely fashion. So the first thing I got for you guys is nothing too horribly impressive at all. It's just a Super Mario Land 2, and fun game. I haven't really played a lot or anything like that, but I got it because it came with this silver Game Boy Pocket, which I've never owned a Game Boy Pocket before, and it's pretty cool. I like it. I like the small size. I like that it uses AAA batteries instead of AA batteries. Speaking of which, no battery cover on this, so if anybody knows where I can get one of these battery covers, that would be amazing. So yeah, that was really cheap. I don't really remember how much it was because it's been so long since I picked that up. Did I mention I'm behind on my pickup videos? So, with that being said, I have the next one, and that one is pretty cool, but at the same time, I am so sick of hearing about these, and yeah, this is the only amiibo I have, and at this moment in time, it's really the only one I planned on getting. I'm a huge Metroid fan, I like Samus, and I got this right when it came out, so it wasn't because of the hype or anything like that. I had just seen it and was like, whoa, that's cool, I love Samus, the figure's really cool. I was trying to find the Marth one because it looked cool and I like Fire Emblem, but apparently that one went into obscurity really quickly. Like I said, I'm not really into the hype on these things. I don't really understand the hype on these things, but whatever. So, moving on. I got that at Target. It was like 12 bucks or something like that. And they did have some pretty cool ones, but yeah, Samus is my favorite, so. Tales of Symphonia, GameCube, is my next pickup. Pretty awesome game. Haven't really played it a lot, but it's something I've kind of been trying to keep my eye out for. It's just one of the RPGs on the GameCube I needed and have always wanted to play. So now I do have it, and that is awesome. It just looks really cool. It sounds really cool too. When I popped it in just to try it out, musically it sounded awesome, and gameplay wise it looked pretty cool. Okay, so I did a trade with a guy locally, and again, it was kind of a long time ago. I don't really remember what I traded him for, but his name was Cameron. Thank you, Cameron. I kind of doubt he watches this, but he might. Anyways, I ended up getting 7 games from him. Actually, I ended up getting more than 7 games from him. I just already traded some away, and since I can't really show you, I don't really show those in my pickups. It was like Mario World on Game Boy Advance, and Mario 3 on Game Boy Advance, and there might have been a couple other Game Boy games that I just can't think of right now, but he traded me a small stack of games. And the first one we have is Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance for Game Boy Advance. This one's kind of up for trade. I just haven't really traded it yet. It's a decent game. I'm just really not into handheld fighters. They're kind of clunky, and your characters are really small, and I notice it's a little harder to execute moves on them, at least in my opinion. That one did seem a little better than usual, but still something I'm not really into. This one I was after. This is one of the main games I was after. Gauntlet Dark Legacy on Game Boy Advance. I do like this game. Very fun game. It kind of reminds me of Baldur's Gate without the RPG elements, of course, on the Game Boy Advance. And I just like the angles on it and fighting hordes of monsters. I've always liked Gauntlet. When I was a kid, I used to play Gauntlet in a pizza parlor in Pacifica, California, where I grew up, and I used to play the first Gauntlet and just used to have so much fun getting surrounded by enemies and fighting your way out of it and like somehow escaping with your life and trying to get further and further every time. And that's still a game I've never actually beaten as the first Gauntlet, and that one's still probably my favorite. But all of them are pretty fun. The Dark Legacy ones and Gauntlet Legends is pretty good too. And yeah, they're just pretty good. Gauntlet 2, I mean all of them. I really do like all the games. It's kind of one of those games that it's kind of one of those franchises that doesn't really get talked about a whole lot anymore. But definitely fun. So, next he gave me some Super Nintendo games, and of those we just have Pilot Wings. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with Pilot Wings. Nothing too impressive. Fun. I mean, you go around and do little missions where you learn how to skydive and all kinds of aerial stuff, but it's not something I'm really too into, and I already had a copy. This one's up for trade, extra copy. Chuck Rock. Decent platformer where you are a caveman, and I played that as a teenager and it was pretty fun. I mean, it's nothing horribly special or anything like that. Kind of like Joe and Mac a little bit. Decent graphics, decent music. It's not Mario World or anything like that, but you know, it's pretty cool. It's not bad. Cheap game. It's one of those games where if you just need something to play and you see it, get it for a couple bucks. It's a good one to play. Same goes for RoboCop 3. Which I haven't really played a whole lot of at all, but do plan on playing more. Looks fun. I like the cover on that one. I must say, the cover on RoboCop 3 is actually pretty darn cool. If you should pull up a Google image of it and just check it out. It's just really nice action-filled cover. This one I already had. Super Ghouls and Ghosts for Super Nintendo. Of these Super Nintendo games, this is definitely the one I'm the most familiar with, because it's one of those games that I've played over and over and over again. It was an early release. It had really excellent graphics. It had really damn good music, and it was really fun. The play control is really good, and if there's anything, if you die, it's not the computer's fault. It's not your Nintendo or your Super Nintendo's fault. It is your fault. It's not the controller's fault. It's your fault. The thing is you have to be quick, and you have to be speedy, and you have to have memorization skills that are pretty damn good in order to defeat this game, or even some of the levels. They are incredibly difficult. You have projectiles coming at you from every angle. You have enemies popping up from every inconceivable place on the screen. Enemies that are kind of unpredictable in movement, and you only get so many hits. So it's kind of a difficult game, and one that I've really wanted to throw my controller through the screen at a few times. Let's talk about that. Let's do that comment for today. What is the game that makes you want to put a controller through a TV screen for? What is the hardest game that you play that you still actually enjoy and keep coming back for more? I'd have to say Super Ghouls and Ghosts, the original Ghosts and Goblins, and pretty much like Contra 3, and one of the new ones I just got recently is Contra Hardcore for Genesis. Holy crap, all those games are so damn hard. It's just, wow, it's mind-blowing, and they're such good games, you keep coming back for more, but they're just going to kick your ass every single time. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think is your game that you freaking drives you nuts, you know what I mean? That you still keep playing. Actually, you know what? This next one's another good example of that. Axelay is very difficult, and a game I've been looking for a very long time. This is a funny story. When I was a teenager, I used to read some gaming magazines just once in a while. Nintendo Power, and I think back in the day Game Informer might have been around, I'm not really sure, but there was also a Sega one. And anyways, I remember seeing one of the magazines a picture of a level of a flying game, of some kind of flying shooter game, and I could not remember what the name is, and that's very unusual for me. I usually remember games really, really well, and Axelay is one of the few where I just could not remember the name of the game. Years and years later, just not that long ago in fact, I ran across somebody's review of shoot 'em ups, and this game was mentioned, and I saw the level that that picture was taken of, and I nearly jumped out of my skin and was like, oh my god, I need that game so bad, and I'm so glad I came across this. I've never actually come across a copy of Axelay before, so pretty darn cool. Yeah, just a pretty awesome shooter with a really, really cool graphics. Really awesome. Highly recommended. And I would get it right now while you can. It's like a $30 game, but it keeps going up in value. So, anyways. Next thing I have for you guys is a trade with one of my viewers, Jake. I've mentioned him before on the show. I do trades with him all the freaking time. He traded me a couple games that I really needed, and one of them was Shatterhand. Now, you guys might have remembered me mentioning Shatterhand and me getting ripped off for Shatterhand, which really pissed me off. But I was on a Facebook group and just wasn't being careful enough. I had done several trades and everything had gone well, so I was, you know, just pretty trusting, and I shipped out a game for Shatterhand, and the dude never shipped me the game out. So yeah, I was pretty pissed about that, and was like, well, where the hell am I going to find another copy of Shatterhand? That's not an easy game to come by. But anyways, I traded Jake for something, and I think it was Bucky O'Hare. Pretty darn sure it was Bucky O'Hare. Had a little bit of screw up on the label, but Shatterhand's in pretty good condition. There is this weird white like residue, like somebody cleaned the game too hard or something. I don't know what it is, but it's no big deal. The actual label's in great condition. Awesome. Awesome side-scrolling platformer. Of note is that it's from Jellico or whatever the hell their name is. Jellico games are not really known for being the best games in the world, but Shatterhand is freaking amazing. It's a side-scrolling action game, platforming game where you are just a dude who like runs around and freaking beats the crap out of things with his fists. I mean, you can like blow up walls with your fists. It's freaking amazing, and you get these power-ups. And depending on what combination of power-ups you get 3 power-ups. And depending on what combination you get, you can have like a little robot buddy that pops up above your head and like blasts things from behind for you, and it's freaking amazing. Just a really, really cool game. Like it a lot. Very happy to own it. Thank you, Jake. Okay, second to last thing I have for you guys. Super Adventure Island 2 for Super Nintendo. Complete in box. Very, very nice box. There are a couple things of note as this little ding down here, but no big deal. The manual is really not in good condition, so I won't even bother showing you that, but we'll open this up, and here is the very, very nice, pristine cart. Super Adventure Island 2. Kind of a hard-to-get game, and really fun. I have to say, I'm not really a Super Adventure Island guy, or any Adventure Island guy. I have a couple of the games, or like one of the games for Nintendo, and it's okay. It's not bad. It's just a platforming game. This one, though, is a little bit different, and dare I say, it reminds me of Super Ghouls and Ghosts a little bit, because you get armor, and it's a little bit more medieval feeling than the other games, as opposed to like Tropical Island feel of some of the other ones. It's got a little overhead world, kind of like Mario World, and really good graphics, really good music, very good sound effects, perfect game control, and definitely one of the Adventure Island games that I'm actually looking forward to playing more. So that was actually really cool to get. I'm pretty darn stoked about that. Another box game that they added to the collection. I have quite a few now. And so that leads me to my last item. This one I only paid $10 for, and a guy from Grants Pass drove all the way up here. Well, not all the way up here, it was like half hour. He comes up here all the time and said, hey, I'm going to be in Medford. If you want to meet up? He was really late. I ended up waiting in the freaking Red Lobster parking lot for like a half hour, but it was totally worth it because for only $10 I got something really, really cool. Here's your hint. It is a Super Nintendo controller, and it's got a cord that unplugs, and here it is. It's the Capcom arcade stick. This is an amazing, amazing device. Really, really cool. Just fun to use. It's got the, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's got the clicky controller, very responsive. Turbo options like you would not believe. Just a really cool thing to find, and not something that pops up very often. It does come with this cable that actually unhooks, which is just kind of cool. It's perfect. The response is awesome. I used it for Final Fight 2. Man, it's so good for that kind of game. Pretty good for fighting games as well, but really I noticed with beat 'em ups is that's what it's for, man. It's just so good with beat 'em ups. Very responsive. I can't say that enough. This little clicky thing is even better than the Super Advantage. I have to say the one controller that's better than the Super Advantage as far as arcade sticks, this has got to be the best one that I've ever tried personally for old school retro shit. Yeah, Capcom arcade stick. If you ever see these things, they generally go for about 40-50 bucks. Yeah, so if you ever see one for 10 bucks, definitely jump on it. It's worth it for trading fodder, or it's worth it because you know, it's just an awesome controller to have. It looks really cool too. I mean, damn, this thing looks so badass. Even the color is freaking sweet. Color, shape, everything about it. Pretty stoked to get that. That's all I have for you guys. What do you guys think of these pickups? Leave a comment below. I already said to leave a comment for something else. What was it? Oh, most difficult game. What makes you want to throw a controller through TV? Or what did you think of the pickup? Or what's your favorite game in here? Just comment on anything. I like your comments. That's actually my favorite part of editing my videos and like filming my videos and like any of that. Like, I film them, that's pretty fun. Editing them's a pain in the ass, but once I get into it, it's not bad. I'm starting to enjoy it more once I do like little tricks and stuff, and I don't know, it's getting enjoyable. I need to take it a little further though. But my favorite part is when I upload the video. I don't check the likes. I do check how many views, but mainly I like to read the comments. I love responding to comments because I love talking about retro video games. So leave me your comments and your thoughts. That was kind of a long rant, sorry, but I just wanted you guys to know I really do appreciate your feedback. It's my favorite part. It's the most rewarding part of actually filming all this, is knowing that not only somebody has watched it, but they said, hey, I've taken time out of my day to say, hey, good job, or wow, I really like that game too. I didn't know anybody knew that existed, but yeah, leave a comment. If you like the video, give a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos by me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's red, it says subscribe, and yeah, you'll see me come up on your feed, and new videos will be coming out at least once a week. I always put out videos at least once a week. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you very much for watching, as usual, and keep rocking the retro games.